Welcome back to the Premier League roundup. We're back, and again, of course, we're late. Who could have told you that making 3 videos a week was a bad idea? But I'm trying to catch up now. I've got a few videos, and I've got a bit of a special.
Oh, fancy.
Get on with this, shall we? I'm gonna be honest. This week was about as entertaining as The Godfather Part 3. Like it just wasn't. Most results went as expected, and we didn't have some mental things. City 6, Nottingham Forest 0.
We didn't have some mental things.
Sure about that.
Now, you'd expect me to absolutely slate Nottingham Forest, one of the embarrassments of the Premier League. You've signed 21 players and you still got to compete. But no, I mean, guys, it's Man City. This is what they do. They score a bunch of goals. I remember they beat Wolves like 5-0 near the end of last season, and Wolves are known for defence. So Man City rip teams apart, and they're looking ruthless. Sorry, but the race for the Golden Boot is already over. And I don't like to be reactionary. I know there's a long time to go, but it just is over. I mean, one of the winners of the Golden Boot from last season is yet to even score. Heung-min Son in 5 games hasn't got a goal. Salah and Kane, when they were looking at that hat trick, they're devastated. They're the two who dominated this Golden Boot for the past 5 years. But I think the only thing that could stop Haaland from winning it would be rotation, because Pep is going to really want to try for the Champions League this year. If you watch my prediction, I said 9-0 with Haaland to score 7 goals. And I mean, that was pretty much the match. I'll take my point. 7 goals. Gundogan will score a goal and Ederson to score. You might as well predict it after last week. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 1. Gets in! I got the scoreline bang on. I always got the predictions spot on. I said we concede for. The only thing I got wrong was that I said that Mo Salah would score the winner. Instead, it was Fabio Carvalho. To be honest, when I saw that Divock Origi was leaving Liverpool, I thought we wouldn't be seeing many last-minute winners. That was kind of his thing, but Fabio Carvalho could be the next Origi, this absolute freak of nature that just scores. And I tell you, Fabio Carvalho, every game he's came on, he's been the best player in that side. Yes, it was a woeful performance, man. Yes, it was one of the worst showings from my captain that I've ever seen. Yes, it was terrible, but you'd always rather see a bad performance and a win than a great performance and a draw or a loss. At the end of the day, we got 3 points. Everton next, let's go for it. Southampton 2. Chelsea 1. Tuchel out! Tuchel out! Calm down, everybody. My God. The whole world are so reactionary, football fans. Everyone's screaming for Tuchel's name to be gone. Roman Abramovich would have sacked if I don't. No. Look, this is a really weird kind of freak result. And they're not off to a great start, Chelsea, but they can bring it back. They might be looking the worst of the top 6, but I still believe that Chelsea do get top 4 and Arsenal miss out. I'm still confident in that fact. So, what I have to say about it is, it was a poor performance from Chelsea. I mean, it was so weird. I said a 3-1 Chelsea win, by the way. I just played I think they'll get a 3-1 victory against Southampton. But I mean, after Sterling scored, you thought, okay, this will be a routine 2-0 win for Chelsea. But no, they let Southampton into it. In the second half, they just didn't do a lot. Really do miss Reece James, don't they? He didn't play in this match, and he is massive for them, I have to say. 2, Brighton 1. Play what I said in the last Prem roundup. You need to start putting some respect on Brighton and Graham Potter's name. Most people look at Graham Potter as a football hipster, in the same way that I'd look at one of those weird people at an anime convention. Just something that needs to be thrown away, but he is serious. It's unbelievable what he's done with the Brighton team. Brighton, I mean, they go by the seagull. They're just something that should be thrown away in the ocean. Honestly, there should be a team down there with the same quality of seagulls. There should be a League One team. But what Graham Potter has done with that team is amazing. They lost a 2-star player. I'm officially a jinx. Anything positive I say will be the opposite. I call Brighton out for being unbelievable and great and saying that they genuinely have a shot at Europe and that people should respect Graham Potter. And I still stand by that. I think Brighton are a great side and these kind of dips will happen. You know, Fulham at home are becoming something of a fortress, I tell you. I'm really believing the fact that Fulham will stay up now because they're incredible. And I know Marco Silva teams do tend to start off well and fade away, but I'm really confident in this kind of team. I really think that Fulham have something going on here, and I do hope Fulham stay up because it doesn't look like Norwich will get promoted. But it would be great to see a yo-yo team stay up, wouldn't it? Like, it'd be bad for my prediction, but I'd like to see it. Crystal Palace 1, Brentford 1. I said this would be a comfy 3-0 Palace win. I got that wrong. Wilfried Zaha, my poor guy, he's been held hostage in that team for so many years. Why Wilfried Zaha never went to like a Man City or a Man United or to a big team is unbelievable. He's one of the best players in the Premier League. Genuinely, he probably makes the top 20 players in this league. To see him so broken down at the end of the match was devastating. It'd be like if you put Harry Styles in some weird band in Artcliffe. He'd just be desperate to get out of there because he knows he's got so much more talent than any of the other ones there. It's just kind of tragic what's happened. Yeah, it was good for Brentford to get that draw late on. Not a great showing for Brentford, but it's an important point, and I am worried for Brentford now. I am. But we got Manchester United 1, Leicester 0. Yes, I got 2 points here because I said 2-1 and they won by the correct goal margin. Get in. So far, I got 3 points for Liverpool Newcastle, got a point for the Man City one. So we're on 6 points so far. Dull game this was. What boring match. Honestly, neither team looked very good. Leicester just were doing nothing. I was going to stream this match, but thank God I didn't because it would have been such a dull stream. Yeah, Man United got a goal. Sancho took the goal well and he did it very cool. But honestly, United did not look nowhere near as good as they looked against us. I swear, they looked the best against us. But they have got 3 wins on the bounce. They're right outside of top 4, and I think the real test will be this weekend. If they beat Arsenal, then Man United are genuine a top 4 contender. But I don't expect them to win to Arsenal. So Arsenal 2, Villa 1. Douglas Luiz, what a guy! Back-to-back games, scoring straight from a corner is mental. And the funniest thing is that Arsenal tried to sign the guy. I still don't think Arsenal win the league. I do think it's going to fall apart. It's going to crumble. But what I'm going to be honest, right? They've had a very easy run. They played two newly promoted teams. I know Fulham are doing well and are beating some decent teams and drew Liverpool, but still, it's played an Aston Villa and Leicester team who are looking the 2 worst teams of the league currently, and they played Crystal Palace who hadn't had a proper pre-season. So yes, it's good that they've got 5, wins in a row, but the real test is going to be this weekend. If they beat Manchester United, then I can say that they're a genuine kind of contender. But currently, I was about to say that Liverpool would beat all 5 of those teams, but we drew with 2 of them, didn't we? I mean, circumstances are different. I think if Arsenal would have got a red card against Palace, I doubt they would have continued. But so I'm speaking this objectively because we should have beat Palace and Fulham. I'm not trying to say like Palace and Fulham are terrible. It's an absolute sin. But then I defend Liverpool. It's not like that. I'm just saying that Arsenal haven't had a real test yet. Down 1, Tottenham 1. Oh, Tottenham. Tottenham are just kind of there this season. They're not terrible like the likes of Chelsea. They're not surprising people like the likes of Leicester, but they're not doing really well at Arsenal. They're just kind of there. I think they do get top 4, but West Ham were unlucky to win this. They were by far the better team, and it's a shame that an own goal was their only goal. But I tell you, don't worry, West Ham. I think they still have a chance of Europe. Like things change so quickly in this league. 1 Leeds 1, another 1-1 draw for Everton. I swear it's the same scoreline every week. I mean, last season, I swear Brighton got had 12 1-1 draws, and Everton seemed to either draw or lose. They're yet to win, of course. But yeah, I guess good. Anthony Gordon got another goal. He's looking really good for them. Like, yeah. Bournemouth 0, Wolves 0. Bloody dough! Oh, Wolves, This team just conceded 9. Were utterly embarrassed by their manager, and you still couldn't score against them. If you can't score against Bournemouth, if you can't score against anyone, Wolves, I take, are in a relegation battle. And I know people, but I've been consistent with my opinion on Wolves. I think they're a boring, dull team, and I would love to see them get relegated. Right, so that is this week's Prem roundup. Now, see you lot.